Edwin Rodriguez says, if Big Mom lost alongside the Calamities, how can you still be confident that the raid will fail? It seems that everything is leading to the final round. Because especially if Big Mom, like, to me, it's the manner in which they're losing. The manner in which they're losing, you can go back to the Toby Ropo fights, which were factually anticlimactic, as most people did not realize that those were the end of the fights, right? Most people thought, for example, Jinbei versus Who's Who was not over, right? Most people thought Frankie versus Sasaki, people were confused about that, which means it's factually anticlimactic if it's lacking a clear sense of climax, right? Same thing with Sanji versus Queen. You can go back, look at the polls people were running. Most people thought that Queen was going to get up, fight another round, stuff like that. Even right now, if you go to Twitter right now and see the polls that like TCB Scan, Soulstorm, etc. are running, most people were confused, like, is this the end of Big Mom? Like, is Big Mom defeated, etc., right? So to me, it's clear Oda's not writing these fights with a clear sense of climax. Oda's giving us a false sense of victory. Big Mom's fight was one chapter. Total, if you scrape together all the Big Mom chapters, like I went back and counted, if you count up all those pages of all the Big Mom versus Kid and Law fights pages, it comes up to almost 2 chapters worth of material. So a Yonko, not just a Yonko, probably third or fourth most important villain in the entire series, with by far the longest amount of like individual build-up towards her conflict and her character, right, as a villain, being defeated by not Luffy but side characters in 1, maybe almost 2 chapters if you count it all together and scrape everything together. No, to me, this is more so like it makes way more sense for this to be basically a setup for the tables to turn, right? So false sense of victory, Oda did just enough to make people feel like, okay, maybe the fight's over. Especially the fact that Oda created a giant particular hole in Onigashima which Big Mom could fall through and temporarily remove her from the battlefield for a little bit. I think that that's very convenient. Same way that Kid and Queen, or King and Queen get knocked away from Onigashima for a little bit before Onigashima comes down in the Flower Capital potentially.